Hey, what's going on? CoinOpTV subscribers, Robert Welkney here. In this video, I want to talk about The Dark Crystal: Age of Resistance, a brand new Netflix TV show based on the movie The Dark Crystal, which came out years and years ago. It's one of my favorite movies. Saw it numerous times in the theaters and video and Laserdisc and DVD and Blu-ray. Now I have it on 4K, and I'm very excited that now there's a new TV show to sort of breathe life into this awesome property and franchise and cool idea that's out there. So in this video, I just want to talk about sort of episodes 1 and 2, give a little bit of my first impressions, talk vaguely about the story, hopefully without spoiling anything major. So I got some of my notes over here, and I look forward to some of your comments and talking about the show, but try not to, comment any sort of major spoilers or anything like that. So The Dark Crystal: Age of Resistance, it just dropped. 10 episodes, season 1, released on Netflix August 30th, 2019. Here's kind of the brief synopsis here from IMDb. The Dark Crystal: Age of Resistance returns to the world of Thra, where 3 Gelfling discover the horrifying secret behind the Skeksis' power and set out to ignite the fires of rebellion and save the world. This is a prequel TV show, prequel to the movie. And so you can sort of see where things started before the movie kind of happened, when things were a little more lighter and fluffier and not quite as dark and intense as they are when they start off in the movie. Some of the highlight characters, let me just say, I wrote down some of the voice acting here. There's a lot of superstar voice actors in here, but 3 of the ones that really stood out so far in episodes 1 and 2. Simon Pegg as the Chamberlain, one of the Skeksis. I picked the 3 Skeksis because I thought they had the great characters and voice acting so far. Jason Isaacs is the Emperor, and Mark Hamill as the Scientist. So there's 3 sort of standout highlights there. If I do more of these videos, maybe I'll talk of some of the Gelfling voice acting that kind of stood out. So here we go. Let's just talk about episode 1 and 2, give you my quick thoughts and impressions. So season 1, episode 1 is titled End, Begin, All the Same. And basically, with this episode, we have to set things up. We have to set up the characters, the world, the tone, the vibe. If it's going to be super serious, if it's going to be lighthearted, if there's going to be romance, who the villains are, who the heroes are. So that's kind of what you're going to get with this episode. Here's the synopsis here of that episode. In the land of Thra, a young guard discovers a terrible secret about the Skeksis overlords who control the planet and its powerful crystal of truth. And that's from IMDb. Here's my notes. This is the setup episode for the series where we meet a majority of the characters and lore. We see a lot of the Gelflings, see some of the Gelflings performing dream fasting, which was established in the movie, where they can sort of touch and share memories very quickly with each other. So that's an idea that they have to reintroduce for the prequel for newcomers. We also meet most of the Skeksis and some of the Gelfling villages around the castle. Now, when I was watching the first episode, I was kind of thinking to myself, wow, this episode is so fast-paced, there's so much going on, and it was just one big giant montage, sort of. A lot of quick camera movements, character movements, a lot of very talkity things. What I'm used to in the Dark Crystal movie is everything is very slow and even paced. Like the Skeksis, they all move very slow, and they talk slow, and the Mystics talk slow. Even the Gelflings don't really rattle off and talk very fast. I mean, there's only a couple of them in the movie, so they don't have much conversating to do there. But in this episode, everybody's rapid fire, full blast, 110%, and it kind of turned me off a little bit. I was actually sort of going like, wow, is this meant for adults or kids or what's the target audience here? What's the intention? And I was thinking to myself, I really hope they slow things down for the second episode and the third episode on and get sort of a pace going and a rhythm. So just know that going in, that if you see the first episode, it's rapid fire all the way. We're introduced to way too many characters, way too many cities and areas and things, new gadgets, new lore. So while I enjoyed the first episode visually, and it was cool to kind of see and delve back into this, I actually was a little disinterested in this episode a bit with kind of the pacing and the montage aspect of things. But the good news is there was a little bit of an about face with episode with episode 2. From episode 1 to 2 is very different with the pacing and the tone, and I appreciated that. So season 1, episode 2 title is Nothing is Simple, and the synopsis for that is, as Deet sets out on her quest, Aughra awakens from a long journey. Brian flees the castle. Bria searches for the meaning of the mysterious symbol. And this is what I wrote down in my notes here. This episode slows things down to let you into the world and dive deeper into the world. We focus heavily on this character, Deets, his new character from one of the underground Gelflings. As we've sort of introduced in the first episode that there's different, there's ones living in castles and underground, forests, Gelflings. So this is the first time Deets is outside traveling, and we sort of see the pros and cons of that on her side of things. We also get to see that not only the Skeksis are sort of evil in the world of Thra, so some of the Gelflings are showing hints that they're going to be a little two-faced, a little evil. So that hopefully will play into the dynamic of the show, where I wonder if Skeksis will actually be good, and we'll sort of see a little bit of reversal there, where a couple Skeksis are good, a couple Gelfling kings and queens are evil. So that'll be sort of interesting to see. So again, like I was saying, episode 1, too fast-paced, too crazy, too montagey for me. But episode 2, it just hones in on a few characters. There's about 3 or 4 major characters, more major Gelflings in there that we kind of focus on. And we get to see more of them and more of what they're up to and their journey. So now I'm like jazzed. I'm like, okay, I haven't seen episode 3 or 4 or 5, any of those. So, please don't spoil things as I kind of roll out watching the show. But I just want to kind of make a quick video. I like the designs, the look. The Skeksis look great and they look amazing. They seem very flappy though with the mouth. Like you're watching puppets here, and you don't want them to look too puppety with the flappity flaps there. So that's a little troubling after a while. I feel like maybe these episodes could have been a little shorter instead of like an hour for that first episode. And the Gelflings, some of the characters on the Gelflings look nice, but other ones, their faces seem very stretched out and long or something, and they just seem like they're at a weird angle, the way their heads are kind of tilted down or something. In the original movie, the Gelflings actually looked a little more human. It's interesting to see that, 30, 40 years ago, they were to make puppets a little more human, and now they're looking more puppety. I don't know if that was sort of the intention, but that's a little bit of my thoughts. It is interesting to see the mixture of CGI and live action and puppetry and the voice acting. It's great to see like all that. This is a show unlike anything else that's currently like around that I could think of, or movies. So it is sort of this unique, interesting sort of visual thing that's happening. Hopefully the story is just like super engaging and well paced. That kind of stretches out over 10 episodes and everything's kind of clear and concise and understood. Some of the stuff with Aughra, when they brought her, into the story was a little, so I was like, okay, well, now we're going to work around this and see what happens. So we'll see how that goes. So there it is. Just want to throw in my 2 cents, make a quick little fun video. If you want to see more reaction stuff from TV and movies and things like that, let me know in the comments below. And of course, if you guys are brand new to my YouTube channel, youtube.com/CoinOpTV, please hit the subscribe, the bell, leave a comment below under the like button there. And for this video, I'll sign off. Thanks so much for watching. For CoinOpTV, we'll see you guys next time.